a little bit different than we had in our past updates. First of all, Matt and I are not in the same room. We're at different locations. We're having a bit of I guess, the first real snowstorm of our season here. So I'm actually broadcasting from my home, and Matt is still back in the office. But we didn't want to miss a week to go by. We do our Real Portland, Maine live weekly update. Wanted to make sure we got it in. So we're running a little bit late. We usually do it on Fridays, the live broadcast, and we repost it on Monday. So today we're doing the live, and we're going to repost it today all on the same day on Monday the 2nd. So with that in mind, let's just remind everybody what we do. We're the Real Portland, Maine team here. I'm Mike Weisman.
And I'm Matt Dechaine.
Right? There's a little bit of a delay. That's why we're going to be going back and forth a little bit. And we're the Real Portland, Maine team here at Keller Williams. And we come to you every week with a market update. We like to cover some market statistics, followed by some market news, what's going on in and around the areas that we watch. And we watch two primary areas. One is the Portland, Maine area, obviously. And the second, we look at the coastal market watch. We look at coastal, waterfront, and water view properties. So let's begin looking at the activity in this past week in the Greater Portland area. So currently we have 180 active listings, which is down 12 from last week. Okay, not surprising coming into the holidays. That breaks out to 82 condos, 72 single-family homes, and 26 multi-family homes. This past week brought 25 closings to the Portland market. So it seems that people were excited to be home before the holidays. The lower priced end, we saw a Victorian row-style house condo featuring 1 bed, 1 bath, 500 square feet of living space, and a fireplace. A relatively small condo, and that sold only after 3 days on the market for $180,000. So again, we see that lower price point, that below 200, they come on the market, they go right off the market. Okay, so turning now to the higher priced end of things, the highest price sale this past week was a single-family colonial on Cape Cape Street, which is that's Cape Elizabeth, right? No, it's not Cape Elizabeth.
Yeah,
that's Portland. Yeah, we're in Portland. Yep. Right. Capistic Street in Portland that had 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, and 2,500 square feet of living space. It sold after only 15 days on the market for $600,000. Interesting point we want to make here: this home was originally listed at almost $7 at $695, but evidently had some extremely motivated sellers. It lowered their price by almost $100,000, and it sold for $600,000 within 2 weeks. So that's more evidence that our market is still going fairly strong, and the homes must be priced appropriately, right? You have to get your home basically in tune with the market. So now let's turn our attention now to Matt, who's going to bring us some news in and around Portland.
Hi, everybody. First off, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving vacation, a few days to enjoy each other and, some relaxing time. Here's a little bit of Portland news. You may have heard Portland has announced a new festival this winter to help boost winter tourism, and it's called Carnival Maine. It's modeled after the famed Winter Carnival up in Quebec City that many of you have probably at least heard of or even visited before. It's planned for January 30 to February 2 of this coming year, intentionally avoiding a clash with the original one in Quebec. So you can make it to both if you're so inclined. Organizers expected to attract over 10,000 people to the city's Eastern Prom, with the hopes that about 1/4 of them will stay for the weekend and bring money into the region's hotels and restaurants. So, according to Brian Cochran of Shamrock Entertainment, who's putting this together, the festival will deliver an affluent audience with higher overall spend per attendee. Among the highlights, a snowboarding competition sponsored by Sunday River, a professional ice sculpture contest, outdoor illuminations and art, space for snowshoeing and sledding, a Maine bicentennial snowball. That's right. Next year is our 200th anniversary as a state.
Yep.
And a gala with dancing.
Right.
There's going to be craft beers, food from one of our many local restaurants, and there's going to be an insulated, inflatable 400-person capacity igloo that'll kind of be the main stage for a lot of these signature events.
Wow.
Yeah, very neat. So in addition to Shamrock Entertainment, which is coordinating the event, Norway Savings Bank, Maine Office of Tourism, Luke's Lobster, Allagash, they're all sponsors. Part of Carnival Maine's mission is to fill the void created earlier this year when Portland's Old Port Festival had its final year after 46 years, which would bring annually about 30,000 people to the Old Port.
Right.
So obviously a little less attendees that they're hoping to get at the winter version, the Carnival Maine.
Yep.
However, it does help fill that void a bit. And according to the organizers, cold, snow, doesn't matter, freezing rain, dress accordingly, the show will go on.
That's awesome. I think if all goes well, Matt and I should be there doing some filming. We're going to try to, I think. So we can bring you some coverage of that. Awesome. So now let's turn our attention to the weekly Casco Bay Market Watch. We look at the waterfront properties and waterview properties that are basically along Casco Bay. So just as a reminder, Casco Bay to the north is the Phippsburg Peninsula, down to the south around Portland, South Portland, and down to Cape Elizabeth. And that would be the area around Casco Bay. So currently we have 113 active listings on Casco Bay, which is 6 less than last week. So again, a little bit of a trailing off there as far as listings goes. The number of homes under contract, however, indicates a lot of strength. There's currently 46 homes pending in the Casco Bay area. That's up from 2 last week. So that's not uncommon at the end of the year. The season's closing out. People have done with their houses, let's say. They've done these vacation homes, second homes. We're seeing people selling, trying to get closed before the winter comes in. Casco Bay had 5 closings this past week. The lower-priced end were a single-family colonial on Cundy's Harbor in Harpswell. A 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,900 square feet of living space. Home sold for $385,000 after the original list price of $465,000. So there again, we see about an $80,000 cut after 133 days on the market. So just over 4 months on the market, which is again not atypical to see a house come a little bit high and then price drops, gets to the right price point, and you've got a buyer. The 2 highest priced home sales were both on Cape Elizabeth. The leader was another single-family colonial, 3-bed, 2-bath, almost 3,000 square feet. It was a 3-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,900 square feet of living space is the other one. Let's see, that was a cash sale of $2.4 million after only 16 days in the market, and it closed relatively close to the original asking price of $2.5 million. So there, that's a really fast sale for a 3,000 square foot house. Almost 2,900 square feet at $2.5 million list to $2.4 million close. That's a really quick sale. So that shows definitely some demand down there in Cape Elizabeth. All right, so let's turn our attention now to Matt, who'll give us some Casco Bay news.
Sure. So I saw an interesting article I wanted to share with you guys about development in terms of aquaculture here in the Casco Bay area.
Nice.
You may be familiar with Bangs Island Mussels. It's a company here in Portland. They are a Maine-based seafood company. They raise premium, sustainable mussels with ropes. They have acquired Calendar Island mussels in a strategic move expected to increase production volume. Bangs Island is owned by father and son Gary and Matt Moretti, and they operate out of Portland right here on the waterfront. Calendar Island is also located right here as well. Purchasing Calendar Island is expected to help Bangs better meet the rise in demand for its premium mussel products among chef and seafood distributors, according to the company. On a side note, do any of you know where the term Calendar Island comes from? Stay tuned at the end for a quick explanation.
Okay.
So Bangs Island Mussel, what they do, which is interesting, so they utilize sustainable raft culture techniques to develop products of optimal quality and flavor characteristics. These mussels that they produce via the rafts and ropes possess sweet meats and thin, consistent shells that are sought after by high-level chefs and discerning customers. So founded 9 years ago, Bangs Island has grown to the largest producer of farm-raised mussels and seaweed on the East Coast, and they will continue their attention to detail, commitment to sustainability, and ocean stewardship, which, according to the co-owner Gary, is more than talking points to them. It's how they work, think, talk, and act. So positive news from a positive company making some waves here right on the Casco Bay waterfront.
Excellent.
And to answer my previous quandary about Calendar Island,
yep, we're waiting for that.
Originally, when Casco Bay was discovered, there were so many islands that they found. They called it the Calendar Islands because there was one for every single day of the year from what the early explorers saw. So the name stuck for a while, eventually got renamed to Casco Bay, and I just thought that was a pretty neat point to share. So
excellent. Well, there you go. There's our weekly market roundup. A little bit off the cuff, a little bit different this week because, again, it's our first time broadcasting from 2 locations. Also our first time, by the way, broadcasting live simultaneously, both on Facebook and on YouTube. Usually we do it on Facebook and then we post up to YouTube, but we've just changed our technology, and now we're streaming live simultaneously to both platforms. That's really cool. One more thing I want to end with, and then we'll wish everybody a great week, is Matt and I are putting together a class that we have coming up on how to buy a house in the Greater Portland area, how to buy a home in Portland. We'll cover everything from A to Z. That is coming up very, very soon. Watch here on Facebook or check out our Facebook page for information. You can sign up with that. It's free. It's going to be what we said. It's a week from this Wednesday. So that's December 11th, I believe, about 7 p.m. We'll be doing it live. We'll both be in the same room in the office. We have slides prepared to go through everything. We'll have some downloadable handouts you can download. It's going to be really, really awesome, really helpful. Anybody looking to buy a house here in Portland, we're going to cover the ins and outs of it. Anything to add to that?
If you have any questions or content you'd like us to cover in that class, we can work that in. Or if there's any specific data you think we should add to our weekly market watch, we're all ears. Let us know. We're making this for you guys. So whatever's best for you, let us know. We're into it.
That's right. Remember, and we're making new videos every single week, not just the live ones. We're going to do more lives as coming to the fall winter season, doing more live videos on YouTube and Facebook. But we're making new videos every single week about what it's really like to live, work, and play in the Greater Portland area. And we're quickly building the #1 YouTube channel about everything Portland. So if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that little bell, and reach out to us. If anybody is interested in buying or selling or investing in property here in the Greater Portland area, our pleasure to help you. We're getting calls now from all over the country, and we love working with people that are looking to do some real estate here in Portland.
Yep.
All right, so with that, we're going to sign off. So until next time, everybody have a great week, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.
Travel safe.
Bye-bye.